Hello, fantasy managers, and welcome to the very first fantasy football video diary from myself. So I was on, if anyone saw it, the Meet the Manager by Joe on Fantasy Football Scout, and I really enjoyed it actually. I thought, it's a good way to get information across to people and hopefully help people out with their tips. So I thought I'd give this a shot, and it's going to be really, really off the cuff. It's not going to have a huge amount of structure, to be honest. I've never done anything like this before, so please bear with me. And I thought I'd just, chuck them together and get out there and see what people think. If you think it's rubbish, tell me, and I'll try and improve it. Or if you think it's really bad, then I'll just stop doing it, to be honest. But if you like it and you want to see more of it, let me know also, because it's good to know that I'm doing something which you find helpful. I guess if no one ever watches it, then I'll just stop anyway. It's going to be, there's going to be a rough structure, but it's generally just going to be my musings on FPL. I know that I've got a lot of Sky followers, and I will occasionally talk about that, but it is going to be primarily FPL focus, and the aim is to have it around the 15-minute mark. I have no idea if I'm going to stick to that, or it's going to run over, or it's going to run under. We're just going to see how it goes and kind of go with the flow a bit. So I guess I should probably start by introducing myself. I'm Will. I'm founded Fantasy Football Hub. I've been playing FPL now for 9 years, so this is my 9th year. Done okay at it, got 5 top 10,000 finishes with the best rank of 82nd, another rank of 753, and another couple around the 1,000 mark as well. So I'm all right at the game. I've been playing it a while, and hopefully I can pass on a few bits of wisdom, or to you guys, and just see what you think. And if you enjoy it, then great. And yeah, we'll have a look. So there's going to be a rough structure to it. I'm going to be looking at the main question of the week. This week it's Harry Kane. We want to know what to do with him. I'm going to give my thoughts on that, and whether you should be drafting him in or whether you shouldn't, or So I'm going to give me a few thoughts on that one. Then I'm going to be going over my team, looking at my watch list, and my thoughts around that, and potentially ditch list, and who I'm thinking of getting rid of, who I'm thinking of bringing in. Then going on captaincy, and then I'm going to give a quick roundup of the FPL, what's happening on Fantasy Football Hub, and yeah, just going to be having a look at that as well, because I think there's so much great stuff on there at the moment. And I would say that because I founded it, but it's there's a lot of good stuff on there, so I'd recommend you go check that out as well. Okay, so the big question of the week is Kane. What to do with him, and what should you be drafting in Kane, or should you sit this week out? Well, obviously he's got a really good fixture. Cardiff at home is probably one of the best fixtures you're going to have this season. So I don't begrudge anyone for getting him in. I won't be getting him in. If you watched the Meet the Manager series, I already said that, and the reasons that I gave there, and I guess it's worth reiterating those points, is that his run of fixtures after this week are pretty bad, and if you're going to bring in someone like Kane at his price point, you really need to be captaining him pretty regularly to be able to getting good value out of him. You have those big hitters in your team, so you captain them regularly, and if you're not captaining them regularly, then why have them in your team? So I've looked at the fixtures after Cardiff, and they just don't appeal. So I'm going to be very worried this weekend, to be honest, because he could go mental. He could get a hat trick easily could get a hat trick, and he's a standout captaincy option. There's not too many good options this week in terms of captaincy. You've got Hazard away to Southampton, so that's probably where my captaincy is going to go. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But otherwise, you've got obviously City playing Liverpool, so Aguero and Salah, you don't really want to be going down that route, even though you expect that to be high scoring. So possibly an option, but it's hard to know which way it's going to go. So those are my thoughts on Kane. I think that he's, he can go quiet in these games against newly promoted sides. He doesn't have a brilliant record against the really, really ones which you expect him to do well. I remember a couple of seasons ago, there was 2 plum fixtures, or maybe it was 3 plum fixtures in a row, and I captained him on each one, blanked on each one. So he can under-deliver, and I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that that's what happens this week. So I'm going to try and get the watch list, my team up on the screen as well. I have no idea how to do that, but I'm really going to try and figure it out at some point and do that for you guys. So you'll be able to see my team. I've got it in front of me. So at the back we have Patricio and Norris in goal. Gone cheap. I'm glad I went with Patricio because he's been great value. He's been a really, really good pick. And I'm glad I went with 4.5 and 4.0. The reason I've done that is, well, one, to save money, but two, you often, I used to rotate goalies, and you often have their best haulers actually come away from home. So I've stopped rotating and save that extra 0.5, get one good goalie in, and just stick with them. And I picked out Wolves quite early on. Their underlying, I wildcarded in gave me 3, and their underlying stats at that point were very, very good in terms of their defence. So I thought, yeah, this is somewhere I went to go. I kind of sneaked myself a little bit because I've got Norris as my backup, and the reason I did that, obviously, if Patricio got injured, then Norris would hopefully come in as his replacement. So then you've got a goalie coming in there, but now I can't get Doherty, and I can't get Johnny, who are the Wolves fullbacks, obviously, and they look like really, really strong options. So I'm a bit gutted about that. I have obviously got Bennett, so I could upgrade him, but he looks like a great value option, so I don't really want to do that. I don't really want to be waiting transfers on Norris either, so I kind of sneaked myself there a little bit. But saying that, Trippier, Alonso, Wan-Bissaka are all good picks, and his Bennett and his Robertson, so I feel like I've got good defence. So moving into midfield, Fraser, 1 point on Monday, not ideal, but he created a lot of chances. He has been creating a lot of chances, and for that price point, I'm definitely going to be sticking with him. Bournemouth still have good fixtures, so I'm not too worried about him. Salah, there's obviously Mo Salah, there's a big question over that. For me, he's not going anywhere. He doesn't quite look like the Salah last season, but looking at the upcoming fixtures, I'm a big fixtures person. I look at the upcoming fixtures, I try and target those players who have the best fixtures coming up. There are exceptions, but generally my thoughts on the game, my belief is that form follows good fixtures. So I'm hoping after this Man City match that Salah really begins to come to the fore. Liverpool have a great run of fixtures, so he's definitely not going anywhere. Hazard, again, he's looking brilliant. I saw some I can't remember where it's from. I really should credit this, but I can't remember where it's from. But so Hazard, is slightly overperforming in terms of his underlying numbers. But when these top players hit form, they do tend to put away those chances. So I'm not surprised. He's obviously a top player. So Richarlison, brought him in last week. Obviously didn't do much last week, but he looks like a good option. Everton's still got a good run of fixtures. Up front, and Arnautovic used my transfer this week. Removed Wilson, so he wasn't really doing it for me. And Arnautovic back from his little knock. I'm hoping he looked really on form on penalties for West Ham. Very happy with him. Aguero, obviously top player. Don't need to talk much about him. Mitrovic, great underlying numbers. So not looking to do anything with him at all. I would say that Yeah, I mean, there are a few players I want. So Madison looks really, really strong. Again, he's probably outperforming his underlying numbers slightly, so might regress, although Leicester have great fixtures, so he probably won't regress that much. Um, Elsewhere, Sterling looks like the best midfield option for City, but probably one of their best options. Obviously, you've got Aguero, but Sterling looks really, really strong options. Other than that, I'm fairly happy with my team. There aren't massive changes I want to make to it. Obviously, Stephens is, he's what he is. He's had a knock. He did drop in value, which is a bit annoying, but he will hopefully get back into the team and come on for the 2 points. He's usually last on my bench, so he's never really going to play. I mean, in an ideal world, I wouldn't have him, no. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, probably just mentioned captaincy briefly. I'm going to go for Hazard. I have considered Trippier. I know some people say never captain a defender. I don't really buy that. It's very rare that you want to captain a defender, but if they're the strongest option, then yeah, for sure I'll go for it. At home to Cardiff, I think he is a good shout. If you did want to go slightly differential, I can't really see Cardiff scoring. I think they're going to try and park the bus and restrict Spurs as much as possible. So yeah, I think Trippier is a good sort of differential punt on captaincy if you wanted to go down that route. So I'm going to round off then by just talking about Fantasy Football Hub. We've got some awesome articles on there from so recently published today from FPL Braveheart, looking at expected FPL points. It takes expected goals and expected assists and turns that into expected FPL points, which is some really clever stuff. Obviously, got Rob Watson-Lang, great FPL manager. Go follow him on Twitter, and he does his video diary, which is graphical. It's not, you don't have to look at ugly mugshot that you're doing in this one. Not that Rob's. Rob's a good-looking guy, but yeah. So go check that out. He's a really good. He's a top manager, and he gives some really good advice on his videos. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Obviously, you've got Eisenberg, what a brilliant FPL player as well. He does his team reveals on the hub. For otherwise, you've got the Rate My Team tool, which came out last week. That thing is insane. So we haven't really given too much away about how it works, but we've had a lot of questions on it. So I spoke to Steve and was like, we don't want to give sort of the secret formula away because it is a ridiculously good tool. But at the same time, I think we should explain roughly how it works. So give it a really quick and dirty download on the Rate My Team tool. What it does is it looks at a select group of the best FPL managers, I mean the best ones, and it looks at their teams, looks at their so it pulls all this data in and then looks at their net transfers, and from that it has sort of the perfect 100% team, and it looks at their net transfers and then it compares that 100% team to your team. So all you do is enter your FPL ID and it pulls up your team, and it compares the two. So you get a percentage score of what your team is against that percentage, and from that it gives you suggested transfers as well, which is super clever, and it tells you how much each percentage transfer will increase. Each transfer, will increase the percentage of your Rate My Team score. So really clever stuff. So I'll definitely go check that out. And we've got something, another tool coming out from Steve today, and that is a fixture ticker tool, which you'll be able to look at the upcoming fixtures. Obviously, I mean, this is probably the number one tool for any fantasy manager. You need to be able to look at the upcoming fixtures and have a quick overview and digest of them. So that's obviously going to be really important, and I hope it'll be a really popular tool on the site. And I'm already using it to have a look at the upcoming fixtures and stuff. So excited about that one. It's it's really clever. You can sort by fixture difficulty. You can change the number of weeks. You can sort by overall fixture difficulty, and it's done by Carl, our statistician, who knows his numbers and figures out all the spread betting odds, and that's what the ticket's based on. So it's got a really good model behind it, which figures out the difficulty for each of the fixtures. I should add that it's majority, so on Fantasy Football Hub, some of our content's free, probably about 50% of it's free and 50% of it's paid for. The site simply wouldn't exist if it wasn't for those paying members. So I massively appreciate everyone that pays for the membership. I realise it's not for everyone, and if you don't want to pay, then hopefully there's enough free stuff on there for you to have a look at. I mean, the membership is really cheap, £2.50 a month, or 20 quid for 12 months. So it is quite accessible, and it does have a lot of tools on there. But if you don't want to pay, that's absolutely fine. I don't begrudge you in the slightest. So I just hope that there's enough free stuff on there for you to go and check out. And that is, let's have a look. So we've just gone over 15 minutes. So 16 minutes and counting, and I'll probably end it there. If you want to check me out on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @ffhub_will, and the Fantasy Football Hub Twitter account is obviously ffootballhub @ffootballhub. So yeah, go give us a follow, go check our site out, fantasyfootballhub.co.uk, and there's loads of other tools on there, and podcasts as well from FPL General and Who Got the Assist and Always Cheating. So yes, lots of hopefully good stuff for you guys, and I will, depending on feedback, please give me feedback, because if you don't give me feedback, then I won't know, if you like this or you don't. If you think it's rubbish, then just tell me. If you like it, then I'll hopefully be doing another one next week, and just see how it goes really and develop it. I'm sure that I'll maybe add a few bits, but I think generally it's going to be my musings, and it's going to be quite short and sweet, hopefully. All right, I'll leave it there. Good luck for the weekend, unless you captain Kane.